Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple of minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Monday, but it's Monday afternoon. Okay, so it's 2 o'clock here in LA. It's 4 o'clock in Chicago. I know we normally do this like at 9 o'clock a.m. my time, but I had to go to the dentist. In fact, my mouth is still numbed and my mouth is crooked and all this stuff. But anyway, we're gonna get through this because you know what? It doesn't matter what I had to go through today. We're gonna do this show. All right. So rain, snow, or going to the dentist, with numb mouth and everything, we're gonna do the show. So thank you. And Tiffany is here. So Mondays are always, doesn't matter if it's in the morning or in the afternoon, it's always devoted to Miss Tiffany English. So hey Tiffany, what's going on?
Hey. So yeah, it is
T-
good.
What
Did you kick
happened?
me out again?
You did something. I didn't do anything that time. So real quick, Tiffany and I are trying to stream to Instagram at the same time, and
Yeah.
I've already done it. Yeah, I've done it. Did
We got a
you?
lot
Were
going
you able
on
to do it?
here.
Are
Yeah,
you?
it's so we're on my Instagram, we're on
Are
your
you on Instagram?
Instagram,
Yeah.
we're on my LinkedIn, we're on your LinkedIn. Are you on YouTube? I couldn't do YouTube. I had to
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine.
so
That's fine. So we're live
yeah.
on a bunch of platforms here. So there you go. So hope you guys are receiving us well. Feel free to make your comments no matter which platform you're on. Instagram, YouTube, what's the other one? LinkedIn. Yeah, just go ahead and make your comments. Facebook on mine. Just go ahead and make your comments, and I should be able to see those pop up, and we go from there. So what's new, Tiffany?
Yeah, so
Tiffany?
all the things. Well, okay, so what's new, right? It's
Yeah,
the
that's what I have.
first Monday of the month. It's Black History Month. February is going to be a good month. I can feel it because I feel like January lasted so long, like so long. And you know what? The thing about January is that it still felt like a carryover from 2025. I feel like I was still kind of scrambling to close out a few things where it just didn't feel like that 2026. Now I feel like, yeah, we in that 2026 energy,
Oh,
right?
if
Come
you
on,
if you
agree with
say
me.
so. I don't know why people always say that. Oh, it went so fast and this and
No,
that, and now
no.
you're throwing in it's an extension of December. You know what
Well,
I
okay,
mean?
for
So
me, just for me, I was still wrapping up some things.
and
So
that's
okay,
probably because you didn't wrap up things in December like you should have. Sounds like it to me.
hey, you know what? In our world, we can't have a perfect picture. So yeah, some things kind of
Well, I
carried
wrapped
over.
everything up in December. That
Well,
was supposed to be
okay, all
wrapped up in
right, all
December.
right, all right, all
You
right.
know, so
Anyway, my whole point was February, good energy, um, good
good
things.
energy.
And so I think another thing too is it's the start of my, new event conferences that I'm attending. So I feel like that kind of launches my year too. Um,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty pumped. That's what's going on in my world. Still busy.
Very good. So what's anything you got any trips coming up? Was
Oh,
anything, new? What's going on?
well, now that you said something, so and we may have mentioned this on our previous show, but IPEC is coming up, and I've been looking forward to this conference, but it's coming up this week, so prepared for that. Got some really great appointments, really good connections, so I am excited to be traveling this week.
Oh, I bet you are because you're going to be going to somewhere warmer too, right?
Gosh,
And
finally.
probably not
And I
the
checked.
there's not a chance of snow where you're going to be going.
And I checked. I mean, I checked that temperature, and we're looking at 80s as opposed to Chicago. You know what? Chicago has a heat wave. Everybody was out in these streets this weekend. Why? Because it was 30 degrees. That's
I
how bad
can't
it
laugh.
is
I
when you
can't
think 30
laugh.
degrees is,
I
is
can't
feeling
laugh.
good. I mean, when people were running and jogging and playing because it was 30
Okay.
degrees. So yes, I am
Okay.
excited to be in some warm weather. You might not understand it like I do because you're a West Coaster, but
Yeah, but you,
me,
you chose to live there. It's not like you had to live there. You chose to live in Chicago.
well, it is the best city in the world, so I have no choice.
Okay,
But
well then stop your complaining.
I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you
Stop
what
your
it. Anyway,
complaining.
so that's what we're doing. We're traveling to IPEC. This year in Phoenix. So annual conference every year changes locations. There you go. Um, and funny enough, I really don't think I've ever been to Phoenix. I can't remember. I can't remember
Really?
ever being stay in Phoenix. So I'm excited to
Okay,
check it out. A new
okay.
destination for me.
That will be cool. First time in Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun. So that would be good. I've been there many
Hmm.
times. Me being that it's the largest big city to where I grew up. So
Okay.
it's like 2 hours, about 2 hours and 15 minutes from where I grew up. So
Yeah.
it was the nearest big city to me. So yeah,
Okay.
so I've been there many times. But yeah,
Of course.
Phoenix is cool. Arizona's fine, whatever. But shout out to Lonnie Wolf, real quick. Shout out to Lonnie Wolf. Happy Monday to you too. And happy 2026. Appreciate you. Lonnie Wolf.
I
So yeah,
love it.
thank you so much, Lonnie Wolf. Appreciate you coming on. But yeah, so it should be cool. I see Karen Dumay. What's up, Karen? How are you? What's going on? What's going on? So anyway, okay. So what else? What else? Okay, so we're going to IPEC. Okay, there's no
We are.
secret anymore. We're going to IPEC. I've given you everywhere we're staying. We're staying at the Gila River Resort and Casino.
Go ahead and put the room number. Why don't you? You
Well,
know what floor are we gonna be on?
once I check in, I'll let them know. Okay. So,
So is it safe to say that we are going? So we're both going together, which will be fun because I haven't seen you since last year.
when the last time we saw each other?
I
When was
don't remember.
was it? It was Vegas, right?
It
Vegas.
was IMEX, so October, right?
Okay, okay. And
Okay, yeah.
sometimes some people you gotta take in doses anyway. You don't need to be seeing them that much. Okay.
What's
some
that supposed to
people,
mean?
some people you gotta take in
What
doses.
was that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'm just joking.
Whatever.
You know.
But like I said, we'll be there together. So is it safe to say that we're gonna be doing some posting, some socials, some
Oh yeah,
streaming,
definitely. Without question, we'll be
uh,
doing some lives and
some
yeah,
inside.
some inside of IPEC. The inner
Exactly.
workings of IPEC.
What
Okay.
I love to do, so I'll be posting stories, and what I like to do, my first look is how's that room.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
definitely, I don't know anything about this resort, the Gala
Neither
River
do I.
Resorts and Casinos. It is
Neither do I.
a casino resort, so
Mhm.
we'll see how that goes. I'll be posting about, the rooms. In traditional Northstar events, we'll do a site tour, so get the
Mhm.
whole law of the land of that resort. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Don't
Me
know
as well.
anything
So,
about it.
so what's your Instagram? Because I know you'll be doing a lot of things on Instagram. So let people know what your
Oh,
Instagram thing is.
so it's at Velvet Style Biz, BIZ.
At Velvet Style Biz. And of course, mine's it's easy at Russell of Hotels. Boom, there we go.
Boom.
So yeah, so that should be fun. IPEC is always a good show. IPEC stands for Independent Planners Educational Conference because we're big on acronyms. So that's what IPEC. Because I know there's people out there like, what the hell is IPEC? So a lot of independent planners, meaning like myself, Tiffany, and whoever is an independent planner, meaning they're not with a larger group like a Helms Briscoe or a Conference Direct. Because if you're in this industry, Helms Briscoe, Conference Direct, American Express, you know some of those larger meeting
Right.
planning companies. Okay, well, we are individuals. We own our own businesses. Okay, so IPEC or Northstar saw a need to have independent planners come together, right? Because the other ones, Helms Briscoe and Conference Direct, have their own conferences, and they do their own things. Well,
Yeah.
we don't have that, so our thing is IPEC, and that's what brings a lot of the independents together, and we learn different things, and there's a lot of information that you can glean from one another, especially if you do the same things and you have the same issues, dealing with some of the same things that everyone else is dealing with, and there's always some good educational pieces to it. So I appreciate them putting this together, and I appreciate them inviting me to go because guess what? I was not originally going. Okay, but I guess a couple people bowed out, and just so happened that they reached out to me, and I was still available to go. So I appreciate that. So
Yeah.
shout out to Northstar, okay? Shout out to Northstar, okay, for getting me in. All right.
It's gonna be a good time. What I will say on top of that is, I mean, because the independent market is so niche, you're not gonna see, in-house people that are in corporate. And it's not an IMAX. It's not a planner from every type of niche. And what I think why it's so important, such a need, is because us as independents, we have different clients. We don't service just one client. Like if you were just to be, in-house event planner for, I don't know, for, I'm trying to think, for FedEx, I don't know. So you're doing just their events. So we service a lot of different clients. And what I will say is you get to connect with the suppliers that get that. So if you have RFPs, you can discuss, well, I have this client that might work for this, but then they might work for this. So they get that we have our hands in different things. And that's one reason I really enjoy the show. The suppliers are top notch, and they just seem to get it. And the suppliers that have a need to reach out to independent planners are the ones that show up. So they're not going, you're not going to have to say, well, I'm planning this huge, corporate event citywide and yada yada. So I love that this niche is there. I love that Northstar saw a need for this, because I don't know about you, but I don't know any other shows that are specific to independent planners. If there are, let me know, because I'll show up.
No, that's a good. You made a good statement there, because there aren't any. This is it.
Yeah.
IPEC is it. So that's why I was glad I was able to go. I was glad that it didn't work out, because I look forward to it. I look forward to going, because, like I said, it's unlike. And well, I can't say this because I've never been to the Conference Direct thing that they do in Briscoe, but they have hundreds of people.
They're all in one company, as opposed to independents. Like you said, we all have our own businesses. We all have our own. We're all trying to do this thing together. So I feel like it's just a different. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a different,
right?
Definitely a different thing. Definitely, yeah. Let's just say that it's definitely different. So so no, I appreciate. Like I said, the Northstar for doing what they do. So setting the bar, doing things different, than the competition, because we know there's Northstar and there's other different organizations that are similar, but I think Northstar sets the bar for everyone else, and having an IPEC definitely puts them up there, because they thought about the contributions that we do as independent planners. And we bring numbers too, right? So there you go. So no, I appreciate that. Appreciate it. So what else? What else going on? So we're looking forward to going to the Gila River. That's Gila, not Gila. I don't know if you knew that.
It's not Gila. How would I know that? It's Gila. How would I not?
You know what? I figured you would know. It's Gila.
Why would I not? Why would I know that? Is that a secret?
Figured, you know what? That's why I said it's Gila. Gila.
It's Gila, really?
Yeah. Look it up.
Oh, man.
There's Gila. You ever heard of a Gila monster? Gila monster? It's a lizard.
Really?
It's a lizard that's only that's indigenous to that area. Like, I want to say indigenous to Arizona.
Okay.
For the most part. Yeah. So
see, you could tell I haven't been to Arizona. I'm glad you told me I was going to go around.
They're poisonous. Okay, they're poisonous. So
oh geez. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, I was going to ask you. So okay. So yeah, we're going. This is my third IPEC, but this is how we met. Do you remember?
We met at IPEC.
We met at IPEC, not last year, but the year before.
The one in
Greenville.
Yeah, Greenville.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So just wanted to point that out there. But wanted to ask you. So, what do you think about your appointments? Were you strategic? Are you meeting with people you know? Are there some new ones that just stood out? Like, what do you think?
I don't have it in front of me, but there are some new ones that I wanted to see. And there, of course, you're going to mix in people that because I want to know what the update is. because one thing about this IPEC is that it's on the West Coast. So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily do a lot on the West Coast, but it's good because, but then again, I don't know where my clients are going to want to go.
Right.
So it just so happened the last several years, I think I probably can count on one hand how many meetings I've actually done on the West Coast. So, it is what it is. But yeah, so it's good to meet with those people to see exactly, hotels have been renovated or different things within, or maybe new hotels in certain destinations, people I know that I haven't, caught up with, or maybe people have moved around kind of thing. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing more West Coast representatives. Some Orange County people, Pasadena, and Pasadena is literally down the street from me, but that doesn't mean I see these people all the time, right? I see them on like Instagram or LinkedIn, but I haven't seen, I haven't been in the same room with them. So it's always good just to, it could be like a reunion because I want to say this is my fourth or fifth
Okay.
IPEC, fourth or fifth
Okay.
one. So no, but I look at them each individual because they're always in different regions. So you get a, flavor of the region that happens to be in. So, and then even in Arizona. So I've done things in Arizona. So and I know this same group would be doing some future stuff in Arizona as well. So I made sure that, I'm meeting with a lot of people within Arizona in that Scottsdale, Phoenix, even Tucson area. So
Yeah, so you make a good point. Even though this is a niche show, it's because it's based in Arizona. There was a lot of West Coast. That wasn't the criteria. It was people who want to support independent. But there was a lot of West Coast suppliers, a lot of Arizona based suppliers, and which is great because the last couple of years, IPEC has been on the East Coast. So I appreciate that. That they are making sure that they get locations that represent all over.
yes.
So yeah, I do support a West Coast group. So for me, it's always good because Pasadena is not down the street from me. California to me is just for people that don't live there. It's confusing because there's so many different counties, and it's to look at it, just at black and white is hard. So when I go to these events, I want to give me the lowdown. And that's what these events are. You can speak directly in person and they, to give you that good guidance as opposed to, sending them out RFP and getting the email back and going back and forth with emails and conversations. So that's another good reason why these shows are so important. Getting it straight from, straight from the mouth of these hotels. And you made a good point about, hey, what's new? Who's renovating? Who's changing up? Who has left? Who's moved on? We're always making sure that, we have to keep our contacts up to date. So, you never know if I need to slide in an email and say, hey, can you do this for me? So making those connections and being able to have that relationship is really, really vital. And the fact that we're starting the new year with that is good. What else was I going to say? I wanted to mention, once you get the appointments, you basically pick and choose who you want to see, and then the list goes out, right? So now everybody knows, who's going. As far as the suppliers know the planners. So right after that happened, I got some LinkedIn requests. And I don't know if that happens on your end often, which I appreciate. If you are, if you take the time to look me up on LinkedIn to say, hey, I see you're going to be at IPEC, I love it. I love it because now you're starting that relationship, you're starting that conversation. And someone did reach out and said, hey, I can't wait to see your IPEC. And then from there, I'm like, hey, that's great. Have you been before? They're like, no. So we started a conversation, and now I'm looking forward to seeing that person on Wednesday.
I think that is outstanding. I think
right?
more people should do that. Isn't that what LinkedIn is for? A lot of this social media stuff, isn't that what it's for? That so you can, before the show actually starts, you can start building a relationship. And then, like you said, you're looking forward to seeing them. So they've already set the table by reaching out to you, right? You've already got that excitement, and now you're talking about it now, and then when you meet them, it's going to be that much better. So I think, and I had mentioned this, I did a kind of one of my daily check-ins, speaking of like what you should do before you go to one of these
Mhm.
shows, not just the IPEC, but any shows you go to. And one of the things is, link, if you're not linked on LinkedIn, link in with them. If you already are, start that conversation. Let people know that you're going. I mean, long before this thing came up from IPEC that says I will be there, which is
Mhm.
great. I'm glad they came up with that, because it's good that you let people know that you're going to go there, right? And no one should be afraid to do that. Let people know that you'll be there. But I understand sometimes people are real hesitant to let people know where they're going to be. But
Right.
hey, this is what I do. This is what I do, and yeah, this is where I'm going to be. I just don't know the room number yet, but I'll give you that when I get there. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. No, but well, I'm laughing because I think one time you told me to take my room number off when I was doing it live. So that's why I'm laughing at you for
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever.
No, we don't
You want
need
to
we don't need room numbers and all that stuff.
exactly,
We
exactly.
already know where we're gonna be and the dates that we're gonna be there. So
You could meet me in the lobby and take me out
yeah.
for. I mean, I'll
Oh,
be
here we
there.
go. Here we go. Okay, let's get to the real
I mean, if you're gonna
meat of
say
this.
you're gonna publish that, I mean, what's the point?
Let's
But no,
get
to
to the
your
meat of
point,
this.
you made a good point about, hey, I wish more suppliers did that. Yeah, because out of my 26 appointments, that one person reached out. So imagine if others, and I wanted to state it here because I like it. It doesn't. It's not spammy. We're
Mhm.
already going to meet. We're already going to
Yeah.
be at the same event. Now, don't come at me in my inbox talking about you got an RFP for me. you know, just say, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you. It doesn't have to be this long drawn thing. And what happens is now we're connected. Now you're in my inbox, so I can reference you if needed, saying that we were
Mhm.
in IPEC, because we're gonna be connecting with so many people, and who knows what, who does what. I'm gonna go into my LinkedIn after the event, and I'm be like, okay, oh yeah, that's right, I did want to, schedule something with so and so. They're in
Yeah.
my inbox right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just my PSA to say, hey, reach out to more planners if you're gonna be at the
I
same
mean,
event.
I think to me these days it's kind of a no-brainer that you have to do it. And if you're a hotel or DMO, CVB, however you call yourself, or DMC, transportation company, your competition's not doing it. Everybody across the board is not doing it. Okay. So you be one of the rare ones that did it, because I'll just ask you this. And I think you mentioned already, say you had 20, whatever, 25 appointments. How many of them reached out to you? Did all 25 reach out to you? No.
No,
Maybe
no,
what, two or three or one?
it was one. Yeah, it was one.
Okay,
One
that's what
so
I'm
far.
saying.
I mean, there's
So
a few people that I know that are returning, but yeah,
yeah.
not that many.
So that proves my point, is that
Yeah,
not everyone is doing it. Your competition is not doing it. So
no,
think about the things that you do and look at what your competition is doing and continue to
right,
do it, or find out what your competition is not doing it and do the total opposite,
right.
because everyone's not making that impact. And this does make an impact. I mean, you're talking about it right now, right? So
Yeah,
there you go. If that we just haven't mentioned the name, but that's okay. You don't have to. But
right.
but in your mind, and you'll probably tell me offline who it is, but it's making an impact. And I think that's what separates successful people from people that aren't. I mean, I just think so. I mean, if you utilize it, if you market your brand the way you should, and that's being upfront and you know visible, I
Mhm.
think it really goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk all the time about developing and nurturing those relationships, and what better way to start? Like,
Hmm.
what better way to start? Saying
Exactly.
hello, um, and like you said, kind of starting the event right with that. Yeah, I do find it odd that not too many people do that. So maybe they'll change this year. We'll see.
Yeah, I did see people that would put out the "I'll be there" thing
Yeah,
there. Yeah, I saw that. And that's good to let people know that you're going to be there. But why not reach out to the people that you have appointments with? And you can instant message them, just send them an instant message. The whole world doesn't have to see it if you don't want them to, and that's fine.
Right.
But that's between you and that particular planner or whatever. So I just think it's something that's missing and something that we need to pay more attention to, and to do it. That's just all I'm saying. That's just me. But what do I know? Hey, shout
And
out to
it's
Roger
simple. It's
Ensign.
simple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Shout out. I'm looking at my feed from Instagram. Raj, what's going on? Shout out to Raj. Appreciate you joining. Karen, of course, thank you so much. Feel free to make your comments. Like I said, if you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, you're on IG. Doesn't matter. That's 5, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. We got everybody. Okay, we got everybody today. So just make sure you make a comment, say, hey, what's going on? Let me know, or let us know where you're tuning in from, meaning the city that you happen to be. I don't need your address and all that stuff, okay? Just the city that you're tuning in from.
You don't want to post it here?
No, I don't need no.
You don't want to post a banner, say we'll be there?
I don't need that today. Maybe
okay,
another
all right.
time, but like Lonnie Wolf, I believe he's in Florida somewhere. But let us know where you are, because this year I'm trying to make an effort to ask that question, because I just want to know where where we're reaching, where these people are in the world, because I think it's important. So anyway,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
all right,
that's fair. Keep talking. I mean, you can't stop talking now. What's going on? What else?
What else is going on?
What's going on?
I stay busy. I stay working. All right. I always like to hesitate because when I bring things up, I don't want them to sound like I'm complaining or ragging on somebody, but I do want to bring up what I talked about with you last week.
What was that?
Here we go. So I'm gonna line this up. We're independent planners, right? We're busy. Time is of the essence. I'm still working. So when I go to IPEC, I'm still working, right? I'm still working. My attention is not, everywhere. What I say is my time is limited. So last week, I'm sourcing some upcoming workshops, and it seems to be a trend that they'll send me. So I'll send an RFP. Sales manager will send, hey, can I have some additional details so I can put together a proposal? I'm putting that together, answering their questions. And they're like, yes, this is great, yada, yada. Oh, we don't have the availability. And so my ask is, say that right off the bat and leave me alone. Because this person wanted to continue the conversation and see, and I get it, they wanted to see if they were alternate dates. Usually I'm very quick with it. I say, here are the dates, firm, so all the information is there. And I'm happy to take proposals for future, but it's been happening lately where we've gotten to this, hey, let's send out a proposal. However, your date is not available.
Okay, so what they need to do? What do they need to do? What should they be doing?
Well, I'm saying the date availability for me is the most important lead-in. We can start hashing out all the details. We can see, does your AV work? Is this room right? But I need to know right off the bat, are you available on this date? Yes or no? And then if no, what dates do you have available around that time? That's it. Lead with that. Yes. Because this person wanted to create a proposal in case my dates changed or if they opened up availability. Yeah, it was crazy. So wanted to bring that to your attention.
Wait. Say that again. They wanted to create what? Say it again.
They wanted to send over a proposal.
Send over a proposal.
So here's the conversation. I reach out. Do you have this date available? RFP, here are the details. Person then emailed me back and said, I need to clarify, is this, this timing, clarify that? Yes. And then this person said, before I prepare a proposal, I want to see if you can like change the dates. Date changed. So we had maybe about 3 interactions back and forth. I think that to me personally, that initial email should have said that date wasn't available before you went for qualifying details.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need the room. And Russell, I put the time. So I understand if you're like, hey, maybe we can fit you in during a different time. So I put in, the time. We need it all day. We need it for this amount of people. We need the date. I just need that availability because I have people to answer. So I think it just caught me off guard. My time was I felt like a little wasted. So my ask is to lead with the availability.
Okay.
Before we get into the weeds of things, before you need to clarify all that.
So meaning that they should, if they had those dates available, give you those dates. Yes, we have these dates available.
Yes.
If not, we don't have those dates available, but we do have these the next week or whatever. Would that have been okay? Would that
yes. Okay? It would have been a start, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but they didn't do that. They just said we didn't have these dates available.
No. And I know
why they send out a proposal if they didn't have the dates?
No, it was literally right before. She was like, before I send a proposal, I want to let you know. Yeah, it was right before. Yeah. So that kind of got me like, okay, come on. I was really excited about this location. I just need to see if we can move forward. Now I got to start over. So that was one of my things. So I've seen this one maybe 2 or 3 locations this year. So I don't know. I don't know if that's kind of like, hey, are we trying to keep this person online so we can see if the business happens? But I want to say, just me, I don't have time. I have to keep moving because my events are, they're quick.
If the dates aren't available, you got to keep moving, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have time to keep going back and forth. Like, well, do you have this? Do you have that? That kind of thing. Yeah. So you don't have time for that. So what you're saying, and I think it's a valid point, is that salespeople, when someone reaches out to you, like an event planner, like a Miss Tiffany reaches out and says, hey, I need this date for this event, blah, 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 blah. Okay. A lot of limited information because you're just fact finding and you're trying to move on, because if they don't have it, you ain't got time because your people are on you about finding this stuff, right?
And here's the thing, I don't want to waste your time either. I'm sure you have several events in the pipeline. Do you really have time to go in the back and forth? And I mean, I imagine creating proposals are not the the easiest thing to do. I don't typically create proposals, so I don't know the time that it takes to put together that customized proposal. So if you don't have that date available, typically say that right at the end, right in the beginning. Is there any flexibility? Even though I do state that it's firm, but I get it. A lot of things come across your desk. You're seeing these RFPs, you're seeing the dates. But I personally would say, sorry, we don't have availability right up front.
Yeah. That's how they should do it. Let me ask you this. Are your clients always that strict, meaning they're not flexible on the alternate dates?
You know what? Interesting enough, we were flexible about a location just a few weeks ago because because we actually wanted it in that location. They didn't have the date available. And I said, okay, you don't have the date available. And I was the one to say, no, I think I went back to my client and said they don't have the date available. Should we look at different options? That one was, we were able to like flip flop. So basically we were doing like a cross section of dates within that week. Mm-hmm. So we did land with that alternate date because we wanted that particular location. So there are times where we can be flexible. And then, think about when things are they're just not going to be available because there's, citywides in town and we have to be flexible. You know what I mean? So it's not to say that, oh my gosh, it's firm, but at a certain point where we got a little bit of flexibility in locations, or, I know I can go somewhere else and get the date. yeah, it's pretty much firm.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Well, I understand how clients could be because I have a couple clients that are like that too. But I always ask them, and I always tell them what can happen if they well, just like what's happening with this particular thing. I always asking for alternate dates
yeah,
because the next move it to the next week or a next pattern of days or whatever could save them some money. It could do
yeah,
a lot of different things, and we
right.
learned that last week talking
We did.
to Jason Agostino, who was a revenue manager, right? So,
Right.
so those are things that we need to be able to ask for multiple dates from our clients. And I never pitch anything without multiple dates. I'm like, I need
Mm,
multiple dates. Why you need that? I need them because of this, and that, right? So, and I tell them up front. But see, I use Cvent. You don't, correct?
no, not
See,
typically.
see,
Yeah,
see, see, that's the
yeah,
thing. So
yeah.
they a
Usually,
lot of times they know that you're fact finding. Okay, you get it through Cvent, they respond, boom. I never have to have a conversation unless we're moving forward with that hotel or I need a little
mm,
bit more information, right?
yeah.
So everything is via online. I get the emails, boom, okay, this is a rate. They have the dates available. Okay. Now if I send it to 10 and everybody has the dates available, then okay, now that's a different thing. Now I got to go back to the client and say, hey, all these hotels have this date available. Now we're just picking and choosing. We're looking at the
Mhm.
rates. You know what I mean? And then it's up to them to make that decision. But that takes things off of your plate because when you're calling people directly, I mean that could be a lot of pressure, not just on you, but on them as well. So
Yeah.
I ain't trying to. I'm not trying. I don't. Steven does not pay me for anything, right? But if it's Cvent, if it's what's the other one? 360. I can't remember the other name.
Yeah,
You know,
I've
what is
used
it called?
is it Group Sync? I've used Group Sync
Okay.
360.
Yeah.
Um, there's quite a few others
Yeah,
too.
there's a couple other ones out
Um,
there, but Cvent works for me. And so yeah, so but I think that's a good tool for us to use. Um and then that way, when they respond, then we have that right here, then we can respond accordingly. But
right.
calling people, doesn't that waste time too?
Oh yeah, I don't call people.
Well, how do you get a hold of them?
So, I'm referencing this particular program, which is very pretty much a Marriott based program. It's this is the city we need and this is the Marriott we need. So I go
Okay.
into rec and I say that to say when I reach out to this, I want to make this work. I don't want to go to anybody else. So you are my top choice. I'm not fact finding. I'm not searching. So when I reach out and you either say, hey, the date's available or it's not. Um, and usually we just move forward. We don't have to hem and haw about it and what's this and that. So that works for me,
Okay.
going direct. But to
Okay.
your point, you're right. That's why these tools exist for you not to have to do that back and forth. For them to, in a perfect world, you send out that RP, you send out the firm dates, you send out what your flexible dates are, and people get back based on what that is. They're either going to tell you yes or no. And
Mhm.
it's, that seamless process. So you are right. There are tools to mitigate that. But I'm just saying on the communication, and then to
Yeah.
point out last week with Jason, give us all the information because you said, hey, this date might be a lower rate. Give me that information. So now our firm date turns into a flexible date. Or hey, this we do have availability, but our better room is available on this date. Oh wait, so now the priority changes. Because if I know my client is like, no, we like a ballroom. We don't want to be in a breakout room. Well, it's only available on this date. Now it's like, wait, I guess we can be flexible.
Yeah.
So I would say, leading with that information
Yeah.
up front, you know,
That's good. That's called suggestive selling.
yeah.
And you're trying to sell your best room, and you may not even know about this being the best room until they just mention it to you.
You know what? And that brings me to another point. I give me the information I need. Sometimes and I get it. They'll pitch a room, and I'll go, and they won't give me any context. They'll maybe say, okay, yeah, we have availability to be our meeting room. It fits this. I'm like, where are my specs? Where's the diagram? Where's the photos? What does it look like? And it's a lot of times it's me going to the website saying, I don't want that. And then come to find out they have other rooms. I mean, you're talking about these, full service hotels. They have floors of meeting space. So you mean to tell me you gave me one meeting room option under those parameters? And a lot of times I've gone back and say, hey, what about this room? Oh yeah, that's available. So I have to say that give me all the information that I can use to make a decision.
Give me all the info. Yeah. I mean, it's called selling for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we do need to give all the information and even suggestive selling too, because they may not have known or may not even have thought about another room or whatever. And that'll be different from your competition as well, because everybody's not doing that. So, let's sell and give them information that they want at one time. None of this back and forth stuff, because you lose people. You lose people and you're like, you know what? I ain't got time for this, because this other one that I send this to send me everything that I want, and they suggested some other stuff that I didn't know about. So I'm gonna go with them, or at least I'm gonna have more of a conversation with them. So yeah.
Well, and then so we could go one step further. And even though I get it, I'm busy and I'm maybe a little short with the summary, but I have yet to hear, have someone say, hey, can you provide some historical content to this? Hey, is this a one-off event? Hey, is this a series of events? So it goes both ways. If you need more information from me to give me the best meeting space, tell me that. So, maybe I'm over here like, oh, they gave me this room, but because they didn't have enough information to decide that I wanted the better room. So I do give a little snippet of what it is, but if you need more to, or say, hey, what's the historical, data about this? I think it used to be, part of the process, but I've seen a lot of times it's very short now. And I get it. Sales managers are just as busy as we are. They're getting these RFPs. They're trying to present within a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? So they're just, here's a meeting room. Here's the date.
Yeah. Maybe. So I'll take a little bit of that, but you still have to, what am I trying to say? You still have to give all the information, because you're still competing. Okay. Yeah. You may be busy. I may got a whole stack of things I got to respond to, but you're still competing with everybody else. You're not getting 100% of the stuff that you're getting that's coming across your desk, right? No one's getting that. Okay. So how do you, if I'm only turning 30% of the leads that how do I get the 31% or 32%? Well, there's something that you're doing that you're not doing. Okay. So maybe it's giving them more information. Maybe it is asking more things, of this group. Is this a one-time thing, or is it possible that we can, have your next 2 meetings? You know what I mean? I can, and then that way they can, we can charge the same amount. If you book 2 meetings with us, we'll charge the same amount. We won't go up in the price. Okay. So, I mean, those are things that salespeople, they need to do. I mean, if you need to get with your revenue manager and do all that and see if I can do that, that's fine. But those are things that planners want to know. Well, first of all, you got to ask the question, right? A lot of planners aren't going to just, some will be forthcoming with information. Some of them want you to work for it too. Some of them are like, I mean, it is what it is. Some people they want you to work for it, right? And then they'll go to the hotel or meeting space or whatever that is working for it, because that means they really want it.
Right. Yeah.
So we know this kind of stuff, right? And then we have conversations between all of us, right? That's why we go to IPEC, so we can sit in that room and talk about what hotels are doing or not doing.
Right. You no, you absolutely you give a good point about. So sometimes it's like, I don't know what you need from me. You're the expert in your space. I'm the expert of what I do and in the logistics, but you are the expert in your space. So if you need more info from me, to make a decision because it's a little sparse, you gotta tell me. And to your point, we do look like a great partner with our venues, right? So if we see that you are being helpful and going above beyond, I know, like in my mind, it indicates that day of the event, you are going to be a partner in that if something, happens, right? If something goes awry, you are working just as hard, to get my business and maintain that business as you will be on site. Now, it may not always be true, but that's what I feel. I feel that it's going to be. So that would be why I would go to that property as opposed to another that's giving me these short one-word answers. I don't have any specs out here. Look, and it's so funny. I'm like, can I get a room diagram? And they're like, it's on the website. So like, oh man, you told me that and it's over. It's on the website. But yeah, no, it goes hand in hand on having that perfect, partnership, right? Because at the end of the day,
partnership is the word. Partnership
right?
is the operative word. There you
Okay.
go. Partnership. Is it a partnership or not? And that's what you're trying to form, right?
Yeah.
Everybody talking about, partnership. I see that word all the time, but do both parties really know what that means? And are we applying that? Are we using that? Are we making this a true partnership?
Mm-hmm.
A partnership is you're giving information, I'm getting information, right? It's a kind of give and take, almost like a negotiation kind of thing, right? So it's a give and take, right? I give you information, you give me information back. You know what I mean? So we all want to work to this one goal, which is to have a perfect event on both sides.
Right.
I mean, a perfect event for us as planners, perfect event for you as a hotel partner, a sales manager, or conference services, catering, or whatever the heck it may be, or a DMO representative. So we all want the same thing, or at least that's what we should want, the same thing. So
Right.
So there you go. So real quick, a shout out to I see some people. I saw King of Keno, and I got a real story, a little story here. Okay, so King of Keno, he's out of Atlanta. Okay, so last week, we follow each other on Instagram and whatever, and we've been following each other for years, right? I never met this guy before, right? Never met him before. I know he's out of Atlanta. Okay, so last week, I think I'm at the Pacific Palms Resort. I'm there for a group, right? And that's another story, but I'll keep it, focused on King of Keno. Okay. So King of Keno, I'm doing this live from Pacific Palms, right? And King of Keno, at the end, I'm about to get off. He says he's in LA. He sends a little message. I'm in LA. So I get off of the thing, off of the live, and I text him back or send him an email or whatever. And I said, "You're in LA?" He said, "Yeah." He said, and he calls me, right? So we just happen to have each other's number. I mean, like I said, I've been communicating with this guy about 5 years. This is like during the pandemic. That's where I met him online or through Instagram, or maybe it was Clubhouse. I don't even remember what it was, but it was one of those apps, right? So he said, "Yeah, I'm in town," and find out that where he's staying it's not too far from where I live, and it's near this. It's called Little Ethiopia, and I love Ethiopian food, right? So I said, "Hey, let's get together for lunch." I said, I said Little Ethiopia, and he's staying with his cousin, and she says, "Oh yeah, that's kind of right down the street from where I live." I'm like, "Okay." So we ended up meeting last week, and like I said, we've communicated on Instagram and stuff like that, but I have never met him in person. And we met each other. We went to lunch last week. So shout out to King of
That's
Keno,
cool.
or his real name. What is his real name? Damn it. Farrell Hardy.
Okay. It's like it's not King of Keno.
Yeah. So shout out to him. I
that's
appreciate
nice.
that, man. But I didn't get, the thing that got me, we didn't take a picture together. I'm like,
So
this is so lame. I mean, shame
that
on
means
me
you
for
were
not doing it.
you were involved in the conversation and
Yeah, we were having
experience.
a great conversation. The food was
Yeah,
good, all that stuff, right?
it's
So,
cool.
yeah. So yeah, we had some good conversations about certain things, and we're maybe about an hour and a half or whatever, and then he went on his way, I went on my way. So and he flew back to Atlanta the next day, and yeah, so no, it's good to actually meet people sometime, in real
Yeah,
life, people
yeah.
that you've been communicating with, and I know we'll continue to communicate, and then when I'm in Atlanta or he's back in LA, we'll definitely meet up again. So no, it was really cool, and I just wanted to
That's
make
nice.
sure I mentioned that, especially since he came on. So yeah, so thank you so much for the support over the years and the time we spent hanging out, having lunch at Rahel's vegan Ethiopian restaurant. Shout out to Rahel. So
Nice.
woo. So anyway,
I,
what else? We about done? What's going on? What's up?
no, yeah, no, I was just commenting on that. That's great. I love how our worlds are so funny where we will communicate so much with people that we don't see. I mean, we're doing email. I mean, I'm booking events and I've never seen these people. And then when you see them, it's a special type of, like experience where you're like, hey,
Yeah.
face to face from
Yes.
online. So I just think our industry is interesting because we do a lot of things where we don't have to be in person. So the fact that
Yeah.
we can meet up together,
Yes.
I always like to offer like, hey, if you're ever in my city, let's have lunch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
you're going
Do
to
they have
a
to pay or
conference
you have
event.
to pay? Who pays? They have to pay for you? Because
Don't
normally
start with don't
norm,
start with me.
normally you don't go unless they're buying you lunch or
um,
dinner.
didn't we start this conversation with we're independent planners? I don't have the company card. I'm just saying. If you're coming into town and you got the expense account, you know what I'm saying?
Wow. Let me ask this. Do you have any appointments like that? Any kind of
don't
uh,
don't get all in my business. Why are you asking?
because I
Why?
may want to
Don't worry about
attend.
it. Huh?
I may want to attend.
Not as of now. Which should I put them out there? Hey, if you're coming to IPEC, my inbox is open for invites. Should I put that out there? So what I've noticed is a lot of these events suppliers do, they'll do something like the day of or when we get there. And I'm always curious of why a lot of people don't pre-plan things. So no, I don't have any
Yeah, just answer the
pre-appointments.
question.
I just
You
said
going
no,
out?
I don't.
Okay, so you
I
don't have
literally
anything.
answered that and then gave my context to my answer.
Okay, so you don't have
Yeah.
anything planned. So if anybody has any availability, Tiffany would love to have a cocktail and
Oh,
and
whatever. You would be right there.
some hors
Stop it.
d'oeuvres.
And it's funny. I mean, I know we keep talking about IPAC. It's my third IPAC, and it's just a different energy because I'm looking forward to reconnecting with people. So I foresee that I will have some social time with some people that I'm looking forward to seeing
Some
this
social
week.
time.
Yes. So is
Oh, what
that?
about the '90s thing? You gonna dress up '90s?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Russell, it's giving me a little bit of anxiety because what does that mean? What do
What
I wear? Oh
what
god.
do you mean? What do you
That
wear?
you know what? That might be a whole other conversation about incorporating theme parties at conferences because I remember Connect had a cowboy theme and it drove me crazy because I'm like, where can I get a cowboy hat? And it just I don't do well with themes, so I don't know. But if you have any suggestions on what I should
All
wear,
you gotta do is look at '90s theme, Google it, and it'll come up with a whole bunch
well,
of
I
stuff.
mean, I know what I wore in the '90s. I don't think it's
Okay, well then
appropriate
that
for
same
a
thing.
company.
Just go to your closet because I'm sure you still got it. Okay,
I'm not wearing what I wore in the '90s to
why
a
not? Why not?
conference event
Why not?
because the '90s was like, it was baggy jeans, it was cross colors, it was
That's what I'm gonna be wearing. I got my
what
crisscross shirt on.
you
Jump,
do.
jump,
You do
crisscross,
not.
make you jump,
You are not
jump.
wearing a Chris Kosher. So, okay, Russell,
Yes, I
you need to
am.
set up for people that are like, why are you guys talking about '90s? So, um, the Know Before You Go email that I actually did. Well, I read most of it. I skimmed through it, and I saw that the event, the opening reception is a themed '90s night, which I love. Oh, I love the '90s. I listen to '90s R&B every single day. But it's something about, what do I wear? Is it casual? Are we wearing, jeans? Are we wearing like?
You can wear whatever you. This is IPEC.
I like to dress up for our receptions. I have outfit changes.
You know what? You ain't got to dress up too much. Just it's '90s, okay? It didn't say you have to dress up, because darn sure I'm not doing that. I got some jeans, some baggy jeans, okay, and my crisscross shirt.
You're not wearing
my crisscross shirt.
You're not. Hello? I don't believe you.
You don't believe what?
Crisscross shirt. You're gonna wear it backwards.
No,
you're not. I don't believe you.
I am.
All right, I think I'm gonna reach out to others. I'm gonna reach out to others for their opinion.
I'm telling you what crisscross will make you jump.
Yeah.
Mac Daddy make you jump.
To be continued. Well, by next week by next week's show, we'll have a recap of what had happened was.
Okay.
So we'll see. But I am in the midst of packing, so we'll see what I can dig out of my closet.
I haven't even started. Damn it, I haven't even started packing yet.
Yeah,
I haven't even started.
Well, that's all I got for you.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been good. I see somebody on Twitch, Rear Grandfather. I don't know what this is.
I think that's a bot.
It's a bot?
It's
a bot. It's a bot. So, okay, bot, go away. Anyway, okay. So anyway, yeah, so this was good. So yeah, so we got a chance to, learn about, your issues with suppliers sending stuff that, with not enough information. I mean, let us know what the info is, okay? Suggestive sale, okay? But on the other hand, because I got to do both sides, right? Meeting planners, or like Tiffany's specifically, use some of these platforms that we use, like CVN and 360 and all those kind of things. Then that way it takes a little pressure off of you. You know what I mean? So you respond.
You know what? I would love for some of these suppliers, hotels to come on and drop in the chat is how do you prefer your RP? And I asked this question during conferences, and they'll be like, it doesn't matter. But no, you have a strong opinion one way or another. So I'd like to hear, like, how do you like to receive the information?
Ooh, okay, all right. Maybe you know what? Maybe we should ask them while we're there. Maybe we should be doing like a live or whatever, and just hey, come on, you got a second? Come over and just ask them a question. They have one question for you. But first of all, introduce yourself, blah, 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 and ask them that question.
How do you like to receive an RFP? Absolutely. Let's do it.
RFP? Okay, make sure you write that down, because I ain't gonna be thinking about it. So just
I know you won't. I got it. Yeah.
So just make it happen. Okay, make it happen, Tiffany. So anyway, this has been good. Okay, this has been good. We never, just for people out there, we never have a topic. We just roll with it. Do we ever?
Why do you tell them that? We're supposed to, This is,
you think
this is rehearsed?
No, hell no. I don't want to think it's rehearsed. No, it's not rehearsed. We just come up with a topic on the fly, and Tiffany is always good about coming up with something that she complaining about.
Because we have a lot to talk about. This industry, how we work. There's a lot. And there's a lot of things we don't get to discuss each show. I mean, I can go on and on, but I can't, because you usually say, "Oh, that's our time." So,
I mean, if you do this too long, then we may be losing people anyway. So, you go too long.
Part 2.
I'm sorry.
We can always do a part 2 next time.
We'll do a part 2. Yeah, we can do a part 2 tomorrow if you want to.
No. I said my piece on that subject.
Well, then don't be bringing it up. Don't be suggesting it if you can't do it.
Man, okay, you got me sounding like the hotel manager with the proposal.
Don't be the hotel people, okay? Don't be the hotel people, Okay.
Don't offer things that you can't deliver on.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
All right, all right.
Exactly. So yeah, so this has been good. I appreciate you coming on. I mean, and being flexible, because normally we do this at 9 in the morning on Mondays, but because I had a dentist appointment, we had to reschedule. And she wasn't doing anything anyway. In fact, I called her and I had to wake her up. You know what I mean? Because she was
So
sleeping.
you say. So
She
you
was
say.
taking her 2 o'clock nap.
I have not had a 2 o'clock nap in months.
She was taking
So
a 2 o'clock nap. Then had to go get her
I'm
nails
very
done.
flexible.
Then had to
back
go. Then had to go get her nails done before we could do
No,
it.
I got my eyebrows done.
Oh, it's your eyebrows. Okay, nails, eyebrows, something,
Yeah.
some cosmetic. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's nice. Oh, and they look fierce too. Wow, wow.
Can't wait. Gotta get dolled up for IPEC. Can you tell how excited I am? I've been remote, like talking to myself, like for a whole month of January. So I'm ready. I'm getting out there. I'm ready. I'm gonna wear something other than sweatpants, and that's the perils of working remote.
Theme. It's a 90s theme. No one's gonna be dressed up, Tiffany. Okay.
No. I'm not gonna dress up.
Don't be the oddball, okay?
See, I was just wondering, should I wear jeans? I don't typically wear jeans to a reception.
Tiffany, it's a themed event, okay? It's okay. Even if it wasn't, it's still relaxed. We get dressed up to go to these everything else, right? You can be dressed up to go to your appointments, okay?
I like to. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't bring what you normally would bring, but for the 90s themed event, dress down a little bit. It's okay. Whoo, man.
All right. I still got to come up with something. If anyone has suggestions out there, my inbox is open.
Yeah. And my suggestion is make sure you're on time to events. Okay. That's my
suggestion. Which one?
All of them. All of them, Tiffany.
Well, my on time and your on time are different. So you like to get stuff early. I like to be there on time between the range of hours.
No.
The range of time.
And then this is the thing. You expect somebody to hold a seat for you, and you're gonna get there. Russell, I don't know.
Russell, if you give away my seat, I won't talk to you
the rest. I'm not doing that. Be there on time. Be there when I get there. Then you don't have to hold. I don't have to hold the seat.
See, now you're just being petty for the sake of proving a lesson, and it's not necessary.
I may want someone else to sit next to me. You know what I mean?
No. Well, then you got your other side. You got one seat available.
I am not holding any seats for anybody. You need to be there. Be there.
That's all right. My girl Zina will be there. It's fine. So.
Oh, she'll be late too.
Yeah.
You're acting like she's punctual. She ain't punctual either.
Oh my God. We attended an event together, and I'm like, where is she? She was supposed to save my seat. No, she didn't show up for breakfast.
Why? Yeah, exactly. I got issues with that. People don't even show up. Okay. I really got issues with that.
I mean, she was there for the presentation. She just missed out on breakfast.
If it starts at 7:30, well, damn it, you need to be there before 7:30.
Breakfast starts. Sometimes people don't eat breakfast.
If it starts at 7:30, damn it, you need to be there at 7:30 because you don't know what.
If breakfast is between 7, no, you know what? That's a good poll. Can we add to the poll? If breakfast starts from 7:30 to 8:30,
is this your job? What? Is this your job to do this? To go to this? It's part of your business, right?
No, I'm not saying that we don't show up. I'm saying what time. So if breakfast is from 7:30 to 8:30, what time you show up?
You should be there by 7:30.
But it's breakfast. And then
by 7:30. You're not there by 7:30. You're there by 8.
I don't even think the people of Northstar would agree with you. That's why they give you the agenda of the hour of what breakfast was.
When we're there, we can ask them.
We will definitely.
Because if it says 7:30, I'm gonna be there at 7 at the latest 7:15.
So that's fine. That's your prerogative. It's fine.
It's my prerogative. Is
that 90s?
Yeah, that's 90s. See,
because he was technically it's 80s and no, Bobby Brown was 90s.
The New Edition and all that.
New Edition was 80s. late 80s though.
Okay, late 80s went into the 90s.
I'm just saying.
Anyway,
You should
whatever.
dress up like Bobby Brown.
Okay, anyway. Whew, boy. Anyway, this was nice, okay? This was nice. So anyway, this is it. So once again, this is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels and Miss Tiffany. Mondays are devoted to Miss Tiffany. She comes in and she brings up the topics and all that stuff, and we run with it. But I do this show Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if you miss Monday, that's okay. The replay will be there, but know that I'm going to do one Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then also on Tuesdays, I do On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know, that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. And check this out. I've also started another web series. It's called Hospitality Unplugged. So it's the making of Russell of Hotels. Okay. So I've done 4 episodes already, and the episodes are together. Okay. So it's like the first 4 are in one. They're not separate. And there's space in between them. So it's not like one episode goes into 2, 3, and 4. No, it's one episode, then something that pops up, then another episode, something pops up, and then another. So it's kind of like a little series. It's like a little mini series. So
Love it.
So check it out. Tell me what you think. I put them out. I think I want to say maybe over the weekend. It's like Saturday I did it. So maybe I'll try to release them or put them out on every Saturday or something like that. So I already have another 4 that have been completed. So I guess on Saturday I can put those out as well. So just check it out. Tell me what you think. But it's called this one. The first one is, like I said, the making of Russell of Hotels. Like how I came up with the name. That's the first episode. Where'd the name come from? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people ask me. I go to these things like IPEC, and I have these one-on-one appointments. They're like, "What is Russell of Hotels?" Because sometimes people think it's Russell's Hotels. It's Russell of Hotels. Okay, so I kind of explain what the name, where the name came from, and then what I do, because they always let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Right. So I led with all that as well. So a lot of information there, because some people don't know. I mean, you think you know people, or you think people know you and what you do, but they don't. So that's why I do think this is all intentional. This is not just something I just pulled out of my tail. This is all intentional. It's made to be visible. It's made for me to stay consistent. You know what I mean? So because people need to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. So it's all intentional. Okay. So like I said, it's social media should be intentional, should be strategic. Okay. So with Russell of Hotels, it is just like this show here, the daily check-in and On Air with Russell of Hotels. So that's like 3 shows now that I'm doing. Okay. Because I need to be intentional, because everyone does not know what I do. So it's not for the people that know what I do. It's for the people that don't know. Boom. There you go. So anyway.
Yep.
Anyway, so once again, we're gonna be at IPEC. So yeah, we'll be there. So if you're not linked together or connected on LinkedIn, please link in with both of us.
Yes.
Especially if you have appointments with us, that would be nice that you did that.
It would be nice.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice. Let's get some live content and say, hey,
let's get some live content. Let's get some, for Tiffany. I mean, I'm sure, a cocktail or something like that, and get her going. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And maybe you could be the one to hold the seat for her, because she's going to be late to some of these events. So
you know what? You're right. Yeah. Can somebody make sure there's a seat available when I get there? That moment when you got the plate of food and you looking around and you don't know what empty seat. Can you just be like, hey, I got you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
And also give feedback on these things that we do. If you happen to watch us, on this Monday, the kind of random kind of thing, you just happen to be on LinkedIn, you happen to just happen across us, let us know as well. Let us know, hey, I've watched you on this thing, and I don't like this, I don't like that. I mean, give us some feedback. I mean, I'll be okay with it. I don't know if Tiffany would be, but I'm okay with it. So
Yeah.
so give some
As long as
feedback if
as
you
long as
would.
you agree with me, that's cool.
Okay, well, see, there you go. So Tiffany
Yeah.
needs to be agreed with, and if you can offer a drink or you know some snacks or some refreshments, then Tiffany would be a friend for life. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Absolutely.
So
And
yeah,
that summarizes it like
yeah,
greatly.
yeah. And
Thank
all I
you.
need, I'm very cheap. I'm
Uh,
very inexpensive, right? I'm a cheap date. So beer and French fries. That's it.
I'm not even gonna go there with you anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's the French fries that are sending me. Okay. Okay.
Beer and French fries. That's all I need, and I'm good. Okay, I send you an RFP. In fact, I'm going to be sending. Check this out. I'm going to be bringing a signed contract to IPEC for someone that I'm going to be meeting with.
You know what? I thought you were about to say I'm bringing an RFP to the first person to place my French fries and beer.
No,
Oh my God. I'm like, are you pimping yourself out for French fries? What? Okay, that's you know what, Russell? I think I'm bringing an RFP too.
No, I said a contract.
Oh, you're bringing a contract.
A signed contract.
Like in your hand? Are you going to
In my
set it down on
hand.
the table?
In my hand, because I just met
Okay.
with him last week, and he's
Okay.
coming to IPEC. So
Look at that. All
I'm
right.
holding off on the contract because I do need some changes. So he needs to. I have to send him something, and he's going to send me the changes. And then during IPEC, I'm gonna here it is.
You're gonna use your appointment time to go red line the contract.
There it is. Yeah. So that'd be cool.
Hey, these events work.
See,
They're out
that's
there
what
for
it's
a
all about.
reason.
Isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about, right? So, yeah, we talk about all this. But we got business for people.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, there's some people that go to these things. They don't have crap, okay, and that could be another show at another time.
Yeah. Let's wrap this one up. But yeah, yeah. We definitely talk about that at different. No, we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, that's something that we talk about amongst ourselves.
No.
That's not something we would ever do here. Okay, so our secrets are safe here. This is a safe zone. Okay, so but Tiffany and I we have inside jokes and we laugh about certain things, but no, we don't air stuff out here, and because that's not cool. That's not what we do.
No.
Yeah, that's not what we do. So anyway, that is it. So for all the people going to IPEC, see you in a couple of days. Appreciate you guys joining us and making comments. Lonnie Wolf, thank you so much for joining. People on IG, Karen, Rogelio Ensign, King of Keno out of Atlanta. And then who else? I guess that's it. And me. There you go. So anyway, that's it. And until next time, peace.